Hey, how's it going? You know, earlier today I was on the phone with Coach Carolyn of Be Your Own Driver. You know, she's a health coach, you know, and she specializes by helping truck drivers. And she was, you know, checking up on me, seeing how I was doing. You know, last time I had seen her, I was at 352 pounds there at GATS, and you know, I did an interview with her. You know, check out my, you know, channel to find that video. I'll try to put it in the description. But she told me I should do this. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a story. For those of you who don't know, if you're new to my channel, at my heaviest, I was 378 pounds. And currently, right now, I'm about 290. And she asked me, what was your aha moment? What was your defining moment? And I told her the story, okay? Very personal story for me, so I thought I'd share it, because, you know, that's what we do, you know, it's what us narcissists do. We tell our story and put it in the interwebs, you know. If you don't know my history, let it be known that my father died about 15 years ago of lung cancer. He was a smoker. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about him, you know. You know, he's always in my thoughts. He was a truck driver, you know, and I always think back, I wish that, you know, he could see what I'm doing. You know, we could do a run together, you know, that kind of thing. But he was a big influence in my life. The 1 year from the date that he was diagnosed with cancer is when he died. 1 year, right? So anyways, about 5 years ago, I had this dream. In the dream, I was about 14. And, you know, I grew up with 3 older sisters. They were there in the dream. They were all at that age that, you know, I was at 14. And we were... in the dream, we'd all gone back in time. Like, wow, we knew we had gone back in time. It was business as normal. I was setting up the table for dinner, and, you know, my dad was cooking food, and my dad's alive. We're, you know, it's like we have another chance. You know, we know what happens, and we have a chance to kind of change the future, you know. And I was so excited, you know. And my father lights up a cigarette, and I couldn't believe it. And I was like, how could you still smoke cigarettes when you know what's going to happen? I was throwing the dishes around. I was just angry. I was livid. I'm like, how could you do this again? And the look in his eyes, I will never forget. Even though it was a dream, you know, a lot of times we have dreams and you barely remember them when you wake up, if at all, right? But I remember this dream vividly, like it was yesterday, like if I had it last night or an hour ago, you know. And he looks at me dead in the eyes. He looks at me, he goes, Stephen, your food is my cigarettes. And I stopped. I was like, what? What'd you say? Your food is my cigarettes. Then I woke up. And it's still a vivid dream to me. You know, there's like 2 or 3 dreams in my life that I have had that are so vivid and real to me that that's how well I remember them, you know, and that was one of them. Fast forward to this past summer or early fall. Little Viking Coach was doing a video about autophagy and fasting and all that kind of stuff. And my wife and daughter went on a mother-daughter camping trip. And the son and I, we stayed home because a 400-pound fat man such as myself is not enticed by camping. Camping is not fun for an overweight guy, for me at least. And I was on this roll, you know. I'd been talking to Next Gen, and you know, I was looking up the keto thing and just just how our food pyramid was upside down. I'd watched The Magic Pill on Netflix, and it was almost like this spiritual awakening was going on. And the next day, you know, so I did all this, I was watching all these videos, Dr. Berg, Butter Bob, from what I've learned, you know, all these like channels that just was like, just putting it all in perspective about how bad our food is. And how bad our information is, you know. And the next day I'm watching Little Viking Coach. He did a video about autophagy, and he was talking about the effects of fasting and all that. And he talked about PET scans, PET scans, and how he goes, yeah, do the research, look up on how they work. And he talked about sugar feeding cancer. And my wife, you know, who's home at this point, was looking over my shoulder. She's like, what are you watching? And I told her. I go, well, you know, and my wife has a medical background. And she's like, I go, what is it about PET scans? She's like, well, you drink this glucose drink, and that goes to the tumors. That's how they help find the tumors. Is that sugary drink goes to the tumors. And I'll tell you what, guys, I started to cry. I teared up. I wasn't bawling boo-hoo, you know, but and my dream with my dad instantly entered my head, and it was almost like someone just hit me in the head. And I was floored. And it was at that point that I had changed my perception of food. I mean, I was doing well with my weight loss. I was changing a lot of things. But that gave me the extra incentive that I needed. That was my aha moment. That was the moment that, you know, we all need a push. We all need that trigger to, you know, make it better, you know. And so my perception of food and sugar had changed. And then I started watching all these videos on YouTube and just reading all this information. And there's just so many things, you know, and you read about people that have cured cancer by no, you know, no chemotherapy, no radiation. They feed it by just changing what they eat. Not everybody, but a lot. You know, and I firmly believe that it wasn't lung cancer that killed my father. It was chemotherapy and radiation. And it's, oh, hold on. It's in order to succeed at something, whether it be business, playing poker, changing your eating habits, you know, anything that you want to set your mind to, you have to have that moment that makes you go, hey, you know what? I need to make changes. And you can sit there and plan. You can sit. It's just like New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions don't work. Why is that? Well, because it's a statement without ambition. You know, I want to lose weight. You know, Dave Ramsey did a good video about that, about setting goals, whether it be weight loss, financial, you know, all that stuff. And you set small goals. Okay, you want to lose weight. Okay, well, how are you going to do it? Okay, I'm going to do it by eating only this and this and this. Okay, well, how much weight do you want to lose? Okay, I want to lose... Okay, what if I lose a pound a week? You know, that kind of thing. You know, if you're, you know, if you're running a business, you want to make a certain amount of dollars a week, then you slowly increase your goal. Okay, I want to start with $3,000 a week, then $4,000 a week, you know, or you know, 30, you know, 3,500, then 4,000, you know, so forth. You set small goals, set increments, make it easy. You know, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? And Carolyn wanted me to share. She said it would be a good idea to share the story because we all have to have that aha moment. You know, I don't sit there and think that I'm better than you because I'm able to avoid eating most sugar. I don't judge you for eating that donut or, you know, eating fried chicken, you know. I don't judge. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to not be able to avoid those kind of foods. I love Dunkin' Donuts. I love pasta. I love rice. You know, I love breakfast sandwiches. And are there some of those foods that I miss? Yeah, to a certain degree. And I'm starting to dive into some of the keto replacement recipes, like for keto bread. You know, I've got a friend of mine sending me recipes for keto ice cream, you know, that kind of thing. And I've found substitute sweeteners, you know, that are actually good for you, natural. But I don't judge because I've been there. I know what it's like, you know. But out of the foods that I miss, you know what I don't miss is the inflammation. You see, it's not just about weight loss. It's about how you feel. You know, my arms, my wrists, my ankles, my legs have lost. Like I've got muscle tone now. I can get out of chairs without needing help. There's a bench on my porch that my wife would literally have to help me out of that chair. My recliner, forget about it, you know, especially after my ankle getting, you know, busted. I don't miss that. I don't miss the inflammation. I don't miss the foggy feeling. I don't miss, you know, having such a bad reaction to food. That I was that guy that parked at the fuel island and I was 2 trucks deep, but I had to rush in to use the bathroom, you know, and there's not a truck in front of me. I was that guy on occasion. And ever since I had that aha moment about the glucose and the tumors and how beneficial the flipping the food pyramid upside down is, You know, it's, you know, I know the struggle. You have to have that aha moment. And I'm just trying to spread the word. You know, now it's a little bit of fear. If I eat a donut tomorrow, I'm going to be sick. I don't judge you if you smoke cigarettes. I don't judge you if you eat bad foods. But to know the things that I know now and how much better I feel, you know, I kind of want that for everybody. You know, I posted a picture on Instagram and on Facebook, you know, 2 years apart, and people just said, wow, not only do you look younger, but you look happier. And I'm not smiling in either one of the video or pictures, you know. And it kind of opened my eyes, you know. Pale Rider put up a video from Gats, and I'm in the video, and I'm like, wow, that was literally 70 pounds ago, somewhere around there, 60 pounds ago. And I've got a cousin that had bariatric surgery, and I've lost just as much weight as she has without surgery. Does that make me better? No. But to think that at one time I was considering that kind of surgery, you know, kind of freaks me out that I've actually been able to lose the weight without surgery. But anyways, I thought I'd just share this story. And, you know, you guys like my story times, right? In order for you to make changes, whether it be health, business, personal goals, family, in order to make those changes, you have to have that aha moment. Recognize that you have a problem, and how can we fix it? If you have to completely change your perception on something, you will. It's a lot easier for a cigarette smoker to quit smoking when they've been diagnosed with cancer. It's a lot easier for an alcoholic to become dry if he's told that his liver is so shot that if he has another drink, he's going to die. It's all about perception. I've talked about that before. Change your perception, you change your reality. I firmly believe that. And that dream with information kind of paired together did that for me. And it can happen for you. It really can. It may not happen today. It may not happen because of this video. It may not happen tomorrow. But just know that one day it will happen. And hopefully it's not too late. Now, I'm not the smartest driver, I'm not the smartest businessman. And there are things about my diet that could be questionable. But I do know that my mindset is in the right place. And that's half the battle.